okay? I could use 7 minutes. I'm gonna throw all this out. It's fine. No big deal. We won't use any of it. First off, thank you, Chairman King, to the executive board of the Republican Town Committee. I apologize that I might turn my back to some of you right now, but I kind of want to talk this way. But thank you all very much for the nomination to seek a third term as mayor of New Britain. And before I accept that nomination, there's a few things that I think are very, very important to say. I couldn't do this without the support of family, friends, my parents, Tim, Patty. Dominic would be here, but he's working like he always is, so that's my fiance. But politics really isn't his thing, and neither is it my brother's, so that's okay. And it's quite frankly, it's really nice to have people in your life that are not politically oriented, because they always just seem to bring you right back down and feed you a piece of humble pie right when you need it. So it's a really good thing. But I couldn't do it at all without the support of everybody and those that are closest to me. You know, there's a couple of things we want to talk about today. I mean, and I like to structure speeches by asking questions, right? So there's three really important questions, and the questions are: what have I done? What am I doing? And what am I going to do? Right? I think we all know what I've done. Bringing a city that is on the brink of bankruptcy back from that is not an easy thing to do. It is not easy to solve a $30 million deficit. It is not easy to take on the task of going through a city budget, a $260 million budget, line by line, and turning a $30 million deficit into a $15 million surplus. I talk about that a lot, but there's a reason why I talk about that a lot, because that's exactly where we came from. And there is not a person in this room that will allow us or should allow us to go back to what put us in the first place. Absolutely no way will we ever allow us to get there. Finances, right? That's what we've done. What we've done, economic development. People in the city are working. We're working. We're back to work. You know, albeit, we have jobs, but what we're working towards is that next tier. We're working, but the next tier of that is creating a community and bringing in businesses where those jobs are better paying with higher wages. That's the next step. Step one is getting the jobs here. Step two is increasing the capacity for better jobs. And that takes a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication to our business community too. Happen to have a couple contacts with the Chamber of Commerce, so it works out pretty well. But that's step two. And that comes with time and development and increased opportunities for business owners. We worked so hard in putting together an economic development toolbox. You know, our economic development office of one person, who I'm sure he wants to kill me on a daily basis, but that office is constantly meeting with business owners, bringing in new businesses, answering those phone calls that we've been getting off the hook. And it's because of the renewed effort and the renewed sense of, I guess, energy that's happened to the city of New Britain. 4 years ago, New Britain was a very different place than it is today. Depressed, sad. Nobody was talking about, the incredible things that we have going on downtown. No one was talking about, any of the successes that we've had today. Everyone was looking at New Britain as a laughing stock in the state of Connecticut. We have come so far. And that's not just because of me. It's because of all of us collectively here. That's because of everybody in this room that volunteered for something, that took the time to go on a border commission, that dedicated an ounce of 2 minutes of time to helping further our mission, even if by talking to someone and telling them about what Team Stewart stood for, still does stand for, always will stand for. Being inclusive of everybody in our community, making sure that we don't care what party you are, Republican, Democrat, unaffiliated. If you're a good person, you care about the future of the city of New Britain, you don't have these big egotistical political ambitions, we want you to be a part of our team, because that's the type of people that we are. We're humble, we're New Britain, and we care about the future of our city. We never lose sight of that. Something I don't ever lose sight of. And thank you, Chairman Romano, because it's very flattering for everybody to mention, oh, she wants to run for governor. That's great. That's wonderful. But I'm running for the mayor of the city of New Britain, the city that I was born and raised in and care so deeply about, the city that gave everything to me, the city that I went to school in, graduated college in, and have the unique opportunity to transform. And that's something to be really proud of. And it's flattering that everybody on a statewide level looks to us. And they're looking to us and watching what we do and saying, well, why can't we have that model here? Why can't we replicate that in our town? they should be coming here and talking to us and our leaders, not just myself, but Alderman Salerno and Alderman Davis and Sanders and Treasurer DeGrandis, who's had to go through all of that financial craziness with me. They should be talking to Alderman Hargraves and Alderman Rosado about what grassroots campaigning actually looks like and how you can successfully flip a district that has had 15, 20-year incumbents and turn that over. That's what they should be doing. It's not just looking at me, it's about collectively as a team. And for that, I'm very grateful to be surrounded by people who share that same vision. But this year, some new folks too. Some new folks and some new faces. Desiree, who is making her, first foray into the political world, right? Another strong female who's so community-oriented, serving as the former president of the New Britain Little League. She comes with those community connections that we need to continue to have in government. Places that have people who have been underrepresented in city government deserve to be represented, like Jason Gibson, who should be the executive director of the Boys and Girls Club. I didn't say that here. Everybody pretty much thinks he is anyway. But dealing with our kids and our youth on a daily basis, these are the people that represent the city. Joelle, I can't think of a better team of people to put together who represent the ins and outs of the city of New Britain in a better way. People who have been committed, who have been in it just from day one. Who there is no doubt in our mind that New Britain is first and foremost at the top of all of our priorities. And because I know it's at the top of mine. And that's never going to change. Because you can't take the New Britain out of this girl, that's for sure. But our work isn't done. There's so much left to do. Sure, 4 years seems like a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. It's really not. There's so much left. We have to finish the work. And I need you to help me finish the work that we started. We've led the way, right? We've set the new standard. We brought a new generation of leadership to people in City Hall. We've transformed our environment. But now it's time to truly finish the work that we started. And for that, I need everybody else's help on. We have, it's tough. We can't say that it's not tough. We've got 12 seats on the council to protect. We have to protect our house. We have to protect our New Britain. We have to protect the future of our city, which every single one of us knows is most important, especially at this moment. Those that think we are vulnerable, they are sadly mistaken. We are stronger than ever. We've restored pride in our community. We've invested in our future. We've spurred economic growth. We've got transparency and open government like you wouldn't believe. Don't ask one person out there who lives in this city if they feel that City Hall or that their elected officials aren't accessible. Because if any person in this city says that, they're lying. Between collectively all of us with our Facebook Lives and Alderman Salerno's open coffees and Alderman Naples being in the neighborhood constantly at CCSU hankering on their door about everything. You can't tell us that we're not accessible and that we're not visible in our community. And that's what's most important about being elected officials. We've managed our money very well, and we'll continue to do that. But we can't go back to where we came from. We're only on the way up. And the only thing I have to leave us with is, you better not poke a beehive. Because when you do, you get stung.